In this adventure, we're gonna show you 3 very unique ways of how to discover the underground cave and cavern system in Kentucky. Number 1, we're gonna zip through the only underground zip line in the world. Number 2, we're gonna walk our way to the biggest cave and cavern in the world with over 400 miles of paths underground. And number 3, we'll stick to the end to find out.
Our first adventure is in Louisville, Kentucky, the only underground zip line in the world, called Mega Caverns. Make sure you book your tickets ahead of time because they're gone really quick. We were super lucky to get them in person because somebody canceled last minute, but go on LouisvilleMegaCaverns.com and check out all the cool things they have to offer. Zip lining, rope challenges for kids and adults that are a little simpler, Jeep tours, as well as a Christmas drive-thru, but we did the zip line. That was absolutely phenomenal. Slightly scary the first step, especially my wife was nervous, but after the first step, the rest is so much fun. You have to be at least 7 years old and between the pounds of 55 and 285, and it's about $100 per person when we went. But I must say, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience you definitely want to have if you're at least a little bit into adventures.
Alright guys, if you're ever at Mega Caverns and want to do some zip lining, go to Jordan and Austin. Yep, they are awesome and hilarious too. So check them out.
Since we're close to Louisville, let's go downtown, get a bite to eat, and explore this beautiful city and everything it has to offer. Now, if this is your first trip there, I would suggest look out for that big bet, which is at the Slugger Museum and Factory, the most popular museum in the city. You can see it from afar. Try to find a parking spot close to it, which is located on Main Street, and then all the other museums, which I have listed on the screen right now, are off of that Main Street, at least most of them. And all the restaurants and foods are there as well. That's a great start to your adventure in Louisville.
Thank you.
About 1.5 hours away from Louisville is our next destination, our next adventure and next cave we're gonna discover in Kentucky, called Mammoth Cave. One of the biggest cave systems in the world. Over 400 miles of just discovered paths underground. This place is huge. I would strongly, very strongly suggest that you book your tours and research your tours ahead of time at recreation.gov because all of them are usually booked, especially during the weekend. Also, keep in mind that you will most probably not have great cell phone reception in that area, so make your research and plans ahead of time. Or ask at the visitor center, ask the rangers or the information desk.
Is it okay to take videos or pictures?
Yes, but no flash.
No flash? And is it allowed to take videos or pictures of this?
Yes, just no flash down.
My biggest tip here is book your tours ahead of time online because there's so many different tours, whatever your heart desires, scenic versus historic versus whatever you want, but they're all sold out and there's so many people. So if you can help it, go during the week and book ahead of time. This is why.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive.
So when you're done and walk out of the cave,
you have to walk through these mats and clean your shoes from the fungus that is inside the cave. Ta-da!
Clean shoes.
Now, there's a lot to discover inside the cave, but also outside the cave there's beautiful views, magnificent trails, and lots of cool things to do. You will definitely need at least a day to discover all of that beautiful nature. On the way to our next adventure, we stopped at a historically significant place, Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. Now, even if you're not into history, this is still a very cute 20 to 30 minute walk in a beautiful park and around the first Lincoln Memorial. And the visitor center has also a small little museum dedicated to Lincoln's birth and his family. And about a 10-minute drive from here, you can also make a short stop at the Boyhood Home Unit. Alright, before we go to this very unique and third cave in Kentucky, we're gonna give you a bonus and stop at the Natural Bridge in Red River Gorge Geological area. Such a beautiful natural place. We went there in the fall and the views were just mind-blowing and cinematic and beautiful. But I have a feeling any season would have its own unique charm. We absolutely loved it. We spent here 2.5 days because there's 2 unique ways to get up to the Natural Bridge.
So you can park at the Natural Bridge trailhead parking all the way back there, which is a mile trail, and then cross this bridge here to the visitor center, or keep going, park at the visitor center, which the parking lot's right here, and then go up here a short hike to the bridge itself. Let's go check it out. The second day, when it was a little colder, we went back up to Natural Bridge, but this time we used the skylift that starts on the other side of the mountain. The one-way ticket is $11, the round trip is $17. See the line on the other side? That's why you have to come early in the morning.
It goes very slow, but the views, once again, super pretty, hard to describe, and the camera doesn't do it justice. And on top of the mountain, we stayed for a few hours walking the many different trails and enjoying the views in all different directions. What an experience! by the way, a quick shout out to Clay City Inn. It's a privately owned little place where we spent the night, not far from Red River Gorge. Most importantly, it's budget friendly while being clean and comfortable, and we got to know the owner, so we feel comfortable recommending this. And as you can see by the decorations, yes, it was during the holiday Halloween season.
It's pretty late in the evening and we're way up in the mountains, but you're about to go on an adventure with us to this place right here. Let's check it out.
Okay, our last adventure on this trip is a cave right here in Red River Gorge. Well, many people call it a cave, but in reality, we are going to paddle our way through a flooded and abandoned limestone mine. Gorge Underground, a once-in-a-lifetime kayak experience. Here's what you need to know. Yes, it's beginner friendly, and you most definitely want to book ahead of time at gorgeunderground.com. They have many different tours in a boat, in a kayak, in deluxe versions and stand-up kayaks. We did the classic kayak tour, which is about $60 per person, and keep in mind it's getting pretty cold in there. It's up in the mountains yet underground kayaking. How awesome is that?
I would love to hear from you which of these underground experiences you found most interesting, and I hope I'll see you on this next adventure right here.